Major development in the 25 million rand Nulane Investments criminal trial. Moments after the state called a witness set to testify on the contents of the Gupta leaks, there were objections. Counsel for Ronica Ragavan, one of the accused, cried foul over the anticipated input. And now the court is going to have a trial within a trial over the issue. Let's quickly get an understanding of what exactly happened in court this morning. Aaron Bates is there for us. Good morning, Aaron. So this massive development, a trial within a trial. What prompted this?
Oli, what prompted this is the prospect of hearing evidence about the contents of the Gupta leaks hard drive with information about Sahara Computers from the Sahara Computers server, which the Zondo Commission obtained and ventilated during those years of proceedings in that Commission of Inquiry. Now, we've heard from Counsel Advocate Mike Helen, Senior Counsel for Ronica Ragavan, that of course the Commission of Inquiry was not a criminal trial. In fact, he actually quoted from the head of the Zondo Commission legal team, Advocate Paul Pretorius, who said during those proceedings to then Deputy Chief Justice Raymond Zondo, this is not a criminal trial. Helen's then saying to Acting Judge Nompumelelo Gusha, you are the judge in the now criminal trial, and you cannot simply admit and hear evidence about the Gupta leaks hard drive, which in terms of the provisions around the rules of evidence in a court of law, it hasn't been established whether or not that hard drive was legally obtained. Now, that's not to say that if this information was not legally obtained, the judge may not admit it, but she needs to apply her mind to the facts around how that hard drive was obtained, the contents of the hard drive, and then make a decision. That's what's prompted this crux moment in the state capture matter, and the atmosphere here rising, Oli, as we now get to a real crunch moment in these proceedings. We've had to stop hearing from the next anticipated witness, Wasima Harrison, who was going to go into some of those details. We've had agreement, consensus from all the lawyers for the 6 accused here. They want the trial within a trial, and that will get to the bottom of whether or not the Gupta leaks contents pertaining to the Nulane Investments matter can or cannot be admitted in this case.
Aaron, so the court at the moment has briefly adjourned up until what time, and once it does resume, are they going to pick up from this element of a trial within a trial? And what about media access, Aaron? Because the understanding is that we can't take these proceedings live, and this is what I think you and perhaps along other media colleagues have been trying to fight for, so that at least these proceedings are televised. Is there an update as to why it is that the court is intent on making them not live?
So, to start off with the first question, Oli, was set to resume at 11:30 when that trial within a trial will commence. So we've had to park the actual proceedings in terms of state witnesses to deal with this very issue. As one person said in court after we adjourned for this brief break, the fight is now on. Those were the words as we head into this dispute, this battle of really epic proportions, just to make that clear, Oli, over the Gupta leaks hard drive. In terms of media access in the public interest in what is the only live criminal trial in a state capture matter brought by the Investigative Directorate of the NPA, the ruling from Gusha right at the start of this all 4 weeks ago was that witness testimony could not be televised. So submissions around the Gupta leaks hard drives, their veracity or not, by counsel in this matter may be aired according to the order that Gusha gave. It only dealt with witness testimony under oath. And in terms of what we can expect, Oli, I don't know if you asked me that, but I expect you might want to know. The issue is really going to be how whoever got hold of that initial Gupta hard drive from the Sahara Computers server obtained it. Was it lawful? Where did it come from? We know some of the details of how it moved from the Zondo Commission. You may remember that there was testimony about getting it into safe hands, moving it through different jurisdictions, including at one point Kenya and then even the UAE, if my memory serves me. And there was a lot of testimony around ensuring the veracity of the contents of that hard drive because it was in fact corrupted. And so the Zondo Commission spent a lot of time and energy and money indeed in trying to verify as best as possible the veracity of that device and its contents. And it was up into, I believe, around the 90 percentile that the Zondo Commission's legal team said that it had been able to confirm the veracity of the contents of that Sahara Computers server hard drive, which contained information like diary appointments for the Gupta brothers, emails pertaining to business dealings between the Gupta brothers, their associates, and various entities. And there, Xoli, perhaps just worth emphasizing that some political figures have featured. We heard, for example, of Ashok Narayan. He was appointed as an advisor to Ace Makhashule in March of 2012. He's come up in these proceedings because Dinesh Patel, an alleged Gupta associate, says that he did his liaising with Deloitte in this matter because he was under instructions from Narayan. Also important, Xoli, just to note that for the very first time last week, Thursday, somewhat drowned out by Sona, but we had for the first time a witness under oath naming a Gupta brother. That was Atul Gupta, who was named in terms of his control of an ABSA cash, an ABSA cash focus group, which is an internet banking service that he, according to the state, was in charge of, that was embroiled in all of the money laundering here. I'll stop there because I know I'm getting into the woods of this case and its details, but just to emphasize, Xoli, this is a critical moment not only for this criminal trial, but for the NPA's ID's work on state capture matters.
Aaron Bates, thank you very much for taking us into the room and the proceedings there. It is turning out to be very, very interesting, this trial.